Well, I'm back working on my race car. Had to move things around and had to move the car as well. Got a lot of things out and ready to go. Now we're just gonna be finally putting in all the radiators, and when she's finally good to go, it's gonna be perfect. So, working on my Infiniti over here. We're putting in this radiator, whatever it is for. I forgot which cooler it is, but we figured out how the cooling lines go in the front and in the back as well. We just got to install our coolant tank up here. Took the plastic off of this one, and we found the other cooling pipes that we need that would go in the front. The only issue we're having is screwing on this radiator to the AC condenser, because if you can see, it's hooks up correctly on that side, but on this side it's not lined up even. So we might have to take it off and bend both of the brackets out of there, like bend this bracket over here in order to connect this. Also, we gotta put in the cold air intakes as well. The funny part is, for a moment, we thought the car was broken after I added all my modifications, like the blow-off valve and the oil catch can, but that wasn't the case. Actually, what happened was, we drove the car without the cold air intakes, or the intakes attached, and the mass airflow sensor is not plugged in properly. So what will happen is when the car starts, it will over-rev and act crazy, like, because of the fact it can't read the airflow correctly. So, can't wait to install the cold air intakes on this bad boy over here. And I still got to install another oil cooler on the front once this is all over with and it's on the frame. And after that as well, I'm going to also install an aluminum oil pan. That's one. Well, to properly install these 6-speed radiator caps is, you can't forget to grab these bolt things and screw them on as well. And now I have 6-speed radiator caps. So pretty much all finished up here. Got that line connected down to there. Just gonna have to zip tie this. That's literally around all loose. I don't want it to leak through or anything, so just want to zip tie everything properly so it'd be protected and stuff. And also, after we put the bushings on the radiator, gonna be able to put it in place and connect this, and these all together and put the cooling fans on. We should be good to go to get her start. Oh, I forgot. Also, we have to put in the intake. Can you believe it, guys? You need this big old wrench to take off a sensor for the AC. So finally put all the radiators in, connected everything perfectly. The only thing is, we got to modify this fan bracket right here, because unfortunately when you put in these coolant reservoirs in there, those little clips on the side are not letting it sit level. So that's the issue we're having there. Plus, to screw that in all the way in the bottom was a pain in the butt. So once we've done all that, I think the lights are connected, we should be able to just almost start working on the intakes. So, got everything hooked up correctly over here with the radiators. Everything that the Chinese made this fan did not do well with zip tie, because there's no brackets anymore. So we do now, we got to remove these inlets for the intake, and there's a vacuum line that's stuck over there, and I got to somehow get to that fitting over there. At least on the driver's side, this looks pretty easy to take care of. So if you could see, we grabbed an elbow, and that was the only way we were able to get this taken out and put back in. And we did put the new vacuum line on here as well. Where is it at? There it is. The new vacuum line sits perfectly, if you can tell, on the new fitting. So what I'm doing now, you may want to do inside. Sorry, the cobwebs from the old one. I haven't touched the Infiniti in 2 years, but you do not throw away your old mass airflow sensor tube, and you got to get the mass airflow sensor plate with it, and you're gonna attach it on both sides like that with these bolts. it has a lock nut washer for it not to go anywhere. So that's how you screw it on. These plates, I believe, are universal. And this is the only way you'll know the difference between the left side and right side. I personally still have the right side to go. So I'm doing the left side first and then isolate it to the right side. That way I don't get any parts confused. Hey guys, so, and also this is how you install the rubber gasket on this airflow box itself. Now with this bracket, what you want to do is this metal piece is inside this rubber thing. And when you first initially get it, like this right here. So what you want to do is take this metal piece out, then put this in here and then slide this back on. I did not install this yet, but I wanted to go back and see, make sure I'm not gonna get the engine hydrolocked, because I have an open vent system for my hood. Now, this is gonna go in somehow like this. I went and looked at my engine car cover, like one of them, and I found out that I have these inlets up here, which make it pretty darn good that they exist, because the inlet actually would go inside over here, go inside up here when I put it in, and gonna protect from any water leaking down when it's raining. So this is how it looks like with the cone assembled on it, the air filter. You would want to screw on this first, and then I'm gonna show you here. I was able to install it with the gasket. You might need a flathead screwdriver to play around with it and get it to seal in, but it's not too complicated or hard to do. And here are the two finished cold air intakes. Doing the driver's side here first, so attaching the mass airflow sensor. Hopefully the arrow pointing that way means this way the air is going, so hopefully I'm setting it up right. And yeah, it's for the passenger side. So this is all going to be a little hassle to put in, but once put in, it should stay for good. So this was not bad. So if your Infiniti has everything all together, it's a salvage title and I'm rebuilding it. If it has everything together, what you need to do is remove the fender guards or fender liners underneath, because to get to this clamp to tighten out, you would need to go from underneath right through there and get it tight under there. What I found is a good method is spit on the rubber around it when putting it in, and it'll just fit in right away. In case you're wondering, I'm adding a safety feature. We drilled basically a hole in the bottom corner, because if water does get in, at least now it has a way to come out, so it will not fill up the intakes at all, just for safety. Okay, the intakes are placed. Now it's time to fill her up with coolant. And once we're done with that, it's time to give her a go and see if she'll start. Well, I filled her up with coolant as much as I can, and now it's the moment of truth. But of course, we're gonna have to add more coolant as soon as everything in the system works its way out. Well, unfortunately, I cannot start her today, simply for the fact that this battery needs to be changed. So I gotta go change this battery. I don't know what model this is, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. And yeah, that's how it is. So just putting things away for now. Once I buy a new battery for her, I'll then start her and add more coolant if needed. Not canceled. Guys, I'm Eddie B. 2006. You're in line. This particular package, driving a temp in the 6 Series.